Welcome my lovelies. Today it is cooler. Today the sky is grey. Today it is raining. Hopefully you can't hear it too loud on the roof of the conservatory. But because it's a bit chillier today, it feels like we're going back into winter. I'm not drinking a coffee. I'm not drinking a café au lait. I'm drinking a hot chocolate. Yummy. And of course, if you have a hot chocolate, with that hot chocolate has to come chocolate. Hurrah. Anyone offers me chocolate and I melt like hot chocolate. I love chocolate. I heart chocolate. Anyway, welcome. As you know, I never planned my videos. I just switch on and see what happens. So of course, normally I wouldn't eat with my mouth full with chocolate. But I never thought of that one. Duh. So, next I'd like to say, before anything else, I'd like to say hello. I do not want to forget. I want to say a big welcome to Angelo. Angelo, you are from the Philippines. Hurrah, I have nobody that I know of from the Philippines that has told me. So welcome Philippines to our family. Thank you, Angelo, for subscribing. And I hope you enjoy my continual videos, which I have many planned for different builds. Believe me, the list is endless. We are all going to be years older when I still am doing these videos. Also, I'd like to say hello to Krista Delisle. Krista Delisle. Welcome. I think I actually messaged you because I wasn't sure how to pronounce your name. And you know what? It does annoy me when people pronounce names wrong. So, but you will have to forgive me because some of you, obviously I won't know how to pronounce all your names. But you're from Colorado. Yay, Colorado. Fabulous. And also, lastly for today, I'd like to say hello to, what do I got here? Kerry Hitsky. Kerry, welcome to you too. I need to shout a bit louder because you're from Brisbane, Australia. Yay for Down Under. Hurrah. Do you know, us Brits always, when we talk about Australia, I've just realised we call it Down Under. I suppose because it's the way the planet is half the time. But what do you Australians call us Brits apart from Poms? Do you call us up and overs? Who knows? Thank you. Right. Who does care indeed? So, okay. So I have brought this in. This is the basement for the Parisian house. That's why the Parisian house is still here. I'm not going to put it on top just now. I'm actually going to use this as a separate unit and work on it. And then when it's finished, we'll join the whole thing together. It does, in front of it, it has all the stairs going up to the street level because this would, if this was on top, this would be street level. So I've got stairways going up here. They will also be completely changed from what they are now. And I've got a sort of idea with them, but that will come later. But with this, I can't remember, I think in one of my videos at the beginning of the Parisian house, I may have videoed taking this wall out. It was actually three rooms. And Amelie didn't want 3 rooms in her shop, or the kitchen basement below. She wanted a big farmhousey type kitchen that she could invite lots of friends, all her intellectual French friends, when they come and sit down at the table there and discuss French things. I don't know what. But yes, she wanted a lovely big kitchen in the basement. And this room here, I guess it's not, it may change as time goes on, I don't know, but it may be some kind of scullery. There's a small room in there that's going to be a little toilet, a downstairs toilet, and then in there there'll be, I mean, there might be some, she might have stock lying around in here, waiting to refill shelves to be taken upstairs into the shop. I don't know. Let's not worry about that side at the moment, but we do have a window on that side, so there's light coming in. And on this side we have the window and a little doorway as well. Hello. So, okay, so obviously I'm going to, apart from taking out this wall, I'm going to redesign it. I do like the flooring. It looks like red tiles, and it is paper, and it looks adequate, very adequate. But I don't know what I'm going to do on the flooring, but I know I don't want this on either of these rooms, because when you buy a dollhouse that's from somebody else, or a second-hand dollhouse, as this is, it wasn't a kit. If you know, it's up to you. If you want, you can keep it as it is because you like what you bought and you want to keep it. But if you really want to, then you can just redesign everything, the walls, the floor, everything, and then it's your doll's house. So this is going to be my dollhouse. Well, it's going to be Amelie's place of residence, really, obviously. We don't want to upset Amelie, especially after the last video. If you saw the previous video when the whole door opened, I'm still getting over that one. It was quite spooky. Yes, so when I've taken the floor out here, you can't see it properly, probably, but it's got a channel cut out there. So I'm going to have to do something to fill that in, and then I'm going to redo the flooring. I think I may have one idea for this floor, but I have to sit and think about this floor. I also have to sit and think about the things that are going in it. Some of it I've already made, or one or two pieces already made for this room. But what I will do now, because I've literally just brought it in after doing the last video from the shop window, I'm now going to turn it around, sit over there in the conservatory in the chair there, drink my hot chocolate, eat the rest of my chocolate because there's not much left of it. And you can't just leave a little bit in the packet, it's rude. It would be rude not to finish it. So I'm going to sit and do that, and then these thoughts could go on for the rest of my day. Really planning and thinking. If I come up with some flooring idea within the hour, then I'll carry on this video. So I will be in the same clothing, and we will do some flooring or walls, or take the door out and repaint it. I don't know. Let's see. If not, I may think about it for such a long time, it may then be another day. So the next clip we see, I don't know, and neither do you. But it could be today, could be tomorrow, could be the day after that. So let me get thinking and get back to you, because luckily with you watching the video, I'll get back to you within a second or two. Let's go and have some hot chocolate. Okay, so hot chocolate drank, chocolate eaten, helped me to think, and my first decision, I have thought of some ideas of what to do here, but my first decision is to rip everything out. Windows, doors, let's get rid of them. Let's just take everything out and start again. It's easy, just, especially if you've got a fairly new, there'll be 1,000 tools you can use. I use a chisel to do this sort of work. I have different size chisels, and this one, it does have a cover on it, but this one was actually still in its plastic box, sealed up. So it's a brand new chisel. Obviously they're very sharp, so I'm going to be very careful and not poke myself in the eye. That may be painful, but it's absolutely fantastic. And if you do use a chisel, my method, don't follow me if you don't want to, but I find it easy to use the flat edge of the chisel against the wall, and the bit that I'm trying to chisel off is the sloping part of the chisel that you can just see there. So I put that flat in the wall and push into the part that I'm trying to prise open. And once you've put it in and you've got a leverage there, then it's coming away from the wall, you can actually twist the chisel slightly and then just move it up and twist it a bit more, and you'll find everything just slowly and easily comes away. But I mean, look how easy, you show this chisel to pieces of wood and they fall away from the wall. And if they split, use another piece of wood. They're all just basic shapes, basic sizes. You can get them anywhere. If not, buy a whole new surround, window surround or door surround, and use some new wood. I'm going to sand all these pieces of wood because I know they all fit. All the skirting board I have taken off. I'm going to take the coving off as well when I reach the top. But all these pieces you can sand, repaint. They're already cut and mitered for you to fit back in the room. Let me show you so far, if I move the camera down here. As you can see, I have pulled apart, I mean, this is all from the flooring. This is skirting board, small bits, long bits, and this is from the, this is round the door frames. There's a door, there's a window, there's another door. I'm going to take the other door and window out on that side. All the wood is all coming out. Let me just move you back up again. Uno momento. Okay, so I'm putting the flat part of the chisel along the wall here, and the sloping part where the window frame is. Let's just put it in at one end. I mean, look, that's how easy these come apart. If they don't, you just slide the chisel in a little more. If there's a little bit of resistance, then tap it with a hammer. So far I haven't had to use the hammer, but I got it at the same time from the garage just in case I needed it, and it's raining and I didn't want to go out twice in the rain. I'm not very good in rain. And look how easy these bits are to come out. And the glass just fell out. Thank God it didn't smash. Let's take these out. And then once that inside is out there, I'm guessing I might have to loosen it from the outside. Yes, I think I will. Let me just lean over. Sorry, folks. Oh, I'll come around the other side. That's what I shall do. Just turn this slightly. You can see this is the outside of the window. The flat bit of the chisel against the wall and push in. And also, don't have your hand opposite the chisel when you're using it. Obviously, if you do that and you slip, you'll puncture yourself with the chisel. So put your hand over it or under it, but just somewhere to hold the thing in place. And lever. This is going to take slightly longer because it's a whole unit now, and I don't really want to break that. I can always buy or make another window frame, but this one fits, and once it's the colour I want, it will look just dandy. There we go. There. And that's come out. Oh dear, I've torn the brickwork. Oh, that means I have to cover the entire basement outside as well. Hurrah! Right, let me come back round here. And then change the structure, take out walls, add walls. I've got an idea for a thing at the back here, another entranceway coming. So I'm going to not film this because it's boring, but I'm going to chip away at this and I'm going to take this off. Then I can get down the back inside in that little room, and another thing I'm going to build here, I will tell you about that soon. And with the roof off, I can work these bits and I can decorate it much easier, and then I can put the roof back on again when it's all fully decorated. So let me move all of this out of the way. So when you see it like this, you realise how much there's quite a lot of wood just to do a couple of rooms in the house. But some of it I'll reuse, some of it I may not. Let's see how we get on. So let me move this up again. Okay, so with the sorry you can't see me properly, but with the walls going up into the ceiling, they're set into a groove along the other side of this, the other edge. So you can't really get a chisel up inside. You'll just start damaging all the top of the walls. But do you know what? I found the easiest way to take this off. I've done that end. Oh, this has just fallen apart. But all I did was hit it all along the sides, just bang, like that. And did that with the dividing wall. I just tapped down each side, down the bottom, down the sides there, and the whole thing, if I turn it sideways, you can see the whole thing is coming out there. And there's wiring going to the back there because there's lights in there. I actually want to keep these lights because they're plain and simple, and they light up the area nicely, and it's something simple she would have down in the cellar or in the basement. So I'm just going to take those out carefully, so I'm not going to snap the wires at all. But that has literally just fallen apart. If I turn it sideways, oops, you can see there. You can see that there's the dividing wall. That's all just come out. There's a bit of cove in there. I can just chip that off easily. But that's just going to come off. There we are. So I'll just take the back piece off as well, and keep the lights intact. Okay, so now the room at the back there where the door was going to be hard to get out, I guessed it should have been pushed in, but it is quite glued on the inside because there's a surround on it as well. But now there's a hole in the top there, so I can just put the chisel down and wiggle it about slowly but surely into the door. And again, if anything breaks, we'll put in a new door. We won't worry about it. There we are, it's coming through. I'll just push it in this way and at the bottom. Really, I'm just showing you while I'm pulling all this apart to try and make you realise not to be, if you did want to change your dollhouse, then not to be scared of it at all. It's just bits of wood, and these bits of wood can all be replaced if you want to replace them. Just shove that, use a hammer there. There we are. If the chisel won't work, use a hammer. Ooh, the hearts. And there is a door unbroken. So I can pull that apart, sand it, paint it, and I'll show you. Here's the room now. And this was only, as I was doing this, it just came away, the glue from the wall there. So look, I can take away the whole thing. When I first started the video, and I thought maybe this would be a little bathroom or something, a downstairs bathroom, Amelie sort of came into my head while I was pulling all this apart, and she reckoned that she wants this more of a, I don't know, is it maybe called a scullery? So it's a room off the kitchen where she doesn't want to keep all her food and stuff in here. So she's going to use this as a pantry, a walk-in pantry, which is quite posh really. I'd love a walk-in pantry. We can't have everything. So I'm going to put put the door back in, but I'm going to put shelving in there, and then she'll have all food items and things like that on there. So when the door's open, you'll be able to see in and see all her food and stuff. I think I've got a sink unit that suits this style of house. I'm going to put that in here. I don't think it's going to go in the kitchen though. I think she'll have a sink in here to do washing up and water for cooking and what have you, but then she'll come back in here to eat and what have you. So, and stop saying what have you. What does that even mean? So anyway, yes, so that's taken apart, and it wasn't until I took the door off that I realised that there was a light in here as well, which is excellent. So I'll maybe just leave that because I'm going to leave the wall tiles anyway. as far as I know. Of course that may change again, but I'd like to leave something of the original as a little homage to the people that had the house before. So yes, so I can redecorate this on the outside. This paper it's quite a thick paper, but it does come off quite easily, which is really good. But I've done on other videos, I think it is this house when I was taking off original wallpaper, one of the previous videos, and I was using a sponge and water and just making the walls damp and using a scraper, and it was coming off really easy. But like I'm saying, don't be afraid to rip your dollhouse apart, decorate it and put it back together again. When you pulled it apart like this, you're just treating it as a kit. Simples. So yes, so I shall redecorate, put all this back again and get the rest of the room done. I have got ideas for this section as well. It may change, but I'll just tell you in case it's not done on this video. I don't know how long this video is going to be before I bring it to an end. But where this is built out here, there's an individual room, which I'm guessing may be the pantry now, and the kitchen sink in here and bits and pieces. There's also, we would need a doorway to go up into the shop area. In the back of the shop there's the doorway, so that leads to stairwells that go up into the rest of the house, and it also leads down to go into the kitchen. But we do need a door here that would give the effect that it was going up into the out into the door in the shop. So I do have, it came with stairs. I do have other sets of stairs that I could just use, and there's stairs that fit in here just by the door going up this way, stairs going that way, stairs going up that way. There's several ways you could do it, but I've decided I don't want stairs, and I don't want just a door in the back. I did that in the back of the shop because I wanted as much space left. I didn't want to build anything out. But in this big part of the kitchen, because it is a rather large kitchen, I'm going to do the same as this, but maybe slightly bigger, and build a wall out here. And then I'll probably have the door here so you can see it from the front. And when that's ajar, it will look like, I might even put some stairs, just part stairs going up and disappearing. I don't know yet. But yes, that will be a sort of boxed area with a door in it. The door might go in that way, or it might go that way. We shall work that out as I build it. But yes, take this back to its roots, get the paper off, and then I'll work out what I'm going to use. I haven't bought anything that I can think of that I could use for decorating the walls yet. I will be, look, isn't that satisfying how quick that comes off? Yes, I will have to think about what I'm going to put on the actual walls, but I don't want what was on it. Not because I don't like it, I just want to do my own thing. But that's so satisfying, just ripping it all apart and starting from scratch and redoing it. Bits of covering there. Off with his head, or her head. Right. Okay, moving on. Okay, folks. A few days have passed by. Today is raining. Today is dull. Sorry if it's on loud on the conservatory roof. It's not too bad. So hopefully it doesn't get heavier. And I'm having a coffee. Back to my coffee. Cheers. A milky coffee this time. Before we go any further, oh, by the way, I'm not doing the ironing in between my videos. Well, actually I was, but it's cooled down now. What I've done is just so that you know, where you take out sections, take out walls, it leaves a groove in the flooring, obviously because everything slots in, and you don't want that groove. So all I've done, I've got some narrow strips of balsa wood. You can use any type of wood, but balsa wood's nice and cheap. And I've cut them to the exact width, and I've put them in the groove there. When you run your fingers over them, they're fractionally higher than the actual floor in itself. Not a problem. I've just put wood glue in, I've put the strip down, I've put a couple of pieces of my dollhouse that I've taken apart, they're just lying on here, and some heavy, this is a brand new tin of paint, 5 litre tin, and my iron. And I've just left those on there. I'll give them half an hour and then I'll take them off. And then when the strip is completely dry, I'll just get some sandpaper and sand over it. It only needs a tiny bit off and it will be the same level as the floor. And then, and then when I put the floor in on top, you'll never know that anything was ever there or not there, as the case may be. I'll just let that dry for a tiny bit longer. Before we do carry on with this, can't wait to show you what I've put in here now, or what I've got to put in here. I'd like to say hello to just a few more people because I hate missing you out, I hate forgetting. If I ever do, please remind me. But I'd like to say hello to Kim Ramsey. Hello Kim, welcome to our family. Thank you for joining, I'm very grateful. I'd also like to say hello to, it's spelt differently, but I think your name is still pronounced as Sharon Fenn. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, who knows. I care. But anyway, Sharon Fenn, you're from Scotland. Yay, I love Scotland. I used to live in Scotland for many years, and we are actually going back hopefully very soon, in the next month or so. Hopefully going up to Scotland. John hasn't been to Scotland before, so I think we're going to go up to Edinburgh and stay in Edinburgh for a few days, if we can find somewhere cheap to stay, if there are anywhere cheap to stay these days. But yes, so hopefully we'll be coming up to Scotland very, very soon. Also, I'd like to say hello to Sienna Flower. You call yourself online. Sienna, I'll call you. Welcome. You've left some lovely comments. And last but not least, Sharon Manning. You've been following me for some time on YouTube apparently, and you just managed to find me on Messenger or Facebook or whatever it is. I don't use Facebook an awful lot, mainly because I don't have the time, and there's so much to do every day, but I do answer people on there if I can do. So Sharon, you're living in Springfield in Illinois at the moment, as I like to call it Illinois because it sounds posh. But yes, you live in Springfield at the moment, so hello Sharon, welcome to you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Right, I'll be leaving this, I've only just done this, so I will leave this a little longer to let it dry before I sand the floor quickly. But just to tell you, I am doing this video hopefully to try and get it out to you ASAP, because believe it or not, I do actually feel really guilty if I don't get things out on YouTube for viewers to watch, for you guys to watch. It's not something that I do, and when I'm offline I think, well, it doesn't really matter at all. It does to me. People watch me in earnest, and I'd just like to show how grateful I am for that. Problem being is I just have recently, through different work, I now have a commission, a paid commission to do, and it's actually building a dollhouse from a kit. It's building it, altering it. I think the basement I'm going to alter completely, with the outside walls and the internal walls, and to decorate the entire build as well. So it's a commission job, it's a proper job, as opposed to doing them just for myself on YouTube and for you guys. So I'm not sure yet from the actual customer if I'm allowed to video any of it at all. If I am, just to sort of keep you updated in the build itself, and then to show you from beginning, to show you the end bit as well. I have to find out with the customer if I'm allowed to film any of it. Obviously we can't mention names and things, these are private commissions, but it's going to take a little time for me to do that, so I may not be, if I can't film any of it, then I may not be on for a few weeks, few weeks. In saying that, as I'm thinking, what I will be able to do is our dear friend Emma. We will be popping backwards and forwards to see them both, Emma and Darren. But I will pop over to theirs shortly, because Emma has just recently got a new house. Well, it's an old house, a very old house, but she's managed to, through contacts, get this house that she now owns. And I have to tell you, I will take you guys, in fact Emma and Darren, you are no doubt watching, so just to let you know that I will be bringing all of our family from YouTube, yes, into your home. I know you've got space for them, so don't complain. And I will bring all us guys over just to have a look at your house that you've just acquired. It is amazing. Keep watching, guys. You will be stunned. It's I was speechless when John and me looked at it. We were not chatting so much. We were more in awe of it. It's the most amazing old dollhouse I've ever seen. So I will be filming that shortly. So that will just be a quick visit, and it will have another video one for you guys to watch. So shut up, Richard, and get on with this. Let me just break for a minute, and then I'll take this off, and then I'll show you what else I'm doing in here. And let's get some painting on the go as well. Yay! Right, okay, just to show you quickly, I've put in some, as I said, some balsa wood strips there. You can see they're fitted right into the edge there. And then they, as I said, they were raised very slightly. When you run your hand over it, you could just feel a slight bump. So I just got another piece of wood with a bit of sandpaper wrapped around it, and then rubbed it backwards and forwards. And now when you rub your hands over, you can't feel where you go over the piece of wood there. It's completely smooth. So once I've got a piece of flooring on there, you'll never ever see it and never know it was even there. If you didn't have wood that was quite wide enough, but you could put the bulk of it in there. If it was left a gap at one side at all, you then can use a little bit of wood filler and just put that on with a palette knife and get it nice and smooth. And then when that's dry, sand the whole thing, and that would just fill it with some wood filler. You can do the whole thing with wood filler, but when it dries, a lot of the time it sinks in the middle. That's just with past experience with other things that I've done over the years. Wood filler does sink, and you have to refill it again. But this is much easier, much quicker. Hurrah! So I have cut a couple of bits of wood and some more MDF, and I'm going to put this here so you can see it. See it quite clearly. I've just brought this out deeper than the pantry there, so when you look into the house, the whole thing is sort of 3D. It's got exactly the same look. I just thought it would be nicer if it was slightly deeper. One reason being so you can see the function of it is different. It's not just two cupboards. This is actually the stairs, so there'll be a door here, and that would be where you would go upstairs inside. But also with it being deeper, this wall here from front to the back, I can now put a piece of furniture there. Maybe a dresser. I do have an idea of a dresser on the back wall, but maybe a small table there, a picture hanging up. So it's nice sort of wide bit of wood there that you can put some kind of furniture. So yes, so I'm going to stick those, wood glue those. Before I do this, I'm going to paint the room. It's much easier. Instead of trying to get in here and paint in here, I'm going to paint the whole room, and then I'm going to build these and attach them. I've got a spare door, so I'm going to sand that and paint that to go with the kitchen, and take this out as well. And I'm going to paint the sort of scullery area and the kitchen area all the same, so it's just all blends into one. It's got the same uses, it's not a completely different room, so I just want it all the same. I don't want to waste not waste money, but I don't really want to waste time ordering new paper to paper this area down here. It's just a basement kitchen that Amelie has. It's an old kitchen, the building's been here many years, so the wall is just going to be painted, but I'm going to give it a sort of scumble effect, just to do something different rather than a bland plain wall. So I've looked through my match pots, little paint tubs. They're extremely cheap, and I found I'm going to do, I don't want it too dark and gloomy downstairs when you look into the basement. So I'm going to make it a light colour so it's nice and fresh. So this one is called Lemon Sorbet. I'm going to use for the main walls all round, the whole lot. And then after that's dried, I'm going to sponge it over with Retro Yellow. And as you can see, they're just, one's slightly darker than the other one. So I have done it on a piece of wood and looked at it to see. And also, because I want it sort of old looking, it probably won't do a lot of cracking really, maybe in one or two places. But I'm going to paint the walls really quickly with the base coat, and while it's still wet, I'm going to put the hairdryer on it and blast it with a hairdryer. This is just for my own personal use. This is what I want to do. It doesn't matter to me if anything sort of slightly cracks here and there. If anything, that will just add to the age of the room. You know, it won't look like a mistake. It doesn't. These are water-based paints. They don't take long to dry at all. I don't even know if it says on there how long it takes. It's probably so quick that they don't even give you a time. It doesn't actually tell you. It just says ensure ventilation for drying. Well, that doesn't matter. I'm just going to put this on, blast it with a dryer, and then sponge it with the other colour. Rub it a bit just to make it look old, and let's see what happens next. Right, I'll get that done, and we'll see what this looks like on this video. Yay! Okay, I just wanted to show you partway through the wall covering. So I've just put one coat of the lighter yellow on first of all, and just put that on fairly rough in big broad strokes. Not to be careful. I didn't roller it on because I don't want a flat finish in the end. And this is where, on this side, I'm just put the second coat on. It looks like it's just white and you can't see it in this video, but hopefully if I get up close you'll see lots of little brush strokes, all backwards and forwards. Don't know if you can see that properly, but I've just got this brush here, and then I'm just putting the paint on. I'll just do a bit on this side and just blobbing it on like that, so it just looks like it's sort of going in different directions. I'm not smoothing it flat. Some of it's left sort of quite a bit, like lumpy. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll scumble it with a sponge with the darker colour on top of that, and hopefully in the end, from a distance it will probably look quite flat, but when you look at the detail in the wall, hopefully you'll see sort of lots of texture going on there, rather than a wallpaper. It's been raining all day, by the way. I don't know why I pointed up then, that's usually where rain comes from, isn't it? I don't know. Oh, and in case you can hear some sawing going on in there, I'll take you through in a minute and show you. John Boy's working more on his shop that he's doing at the moment as well. So I think he's got further ahead than the last video, so I'll go ahead and film a bit of it for you. There we are. So hopefully you can see it's all going to be very, very textured looking when it's finished. I'll just put that brush on there and stand that up. Right, let's take you through there and let's see what John Boy's doing. Okay, say hello, John Boy.
Hello, John Boy. Hello, everybody.
Right, here we are, another craft table on the go here. Oh, this is one of our stashes of bits of wood and straws, different types of wood, different colours, different shapes, bits left over from projects that may be used for others.
Stolen items.
Stolen items. Costa Coffee and McDonald's and whatever. And you're using these
That's what I'm using to do my
stolen items. And right, so the jars in there are
jars in there, not advertising, but they are to keep the get it flat till it's dry.
Oh, excellent, yeah.
So then
Just
I
put some
will,
weight on them.
yeah.
Excellent.
So once they're in and dry,
Yeah.
then I can paint them.
So that's just rough, you've just sort of put them in
Yeah.
now and you're letting them dry, and then you'll probably sand them a bit.
Oh yeah, sand them a bit.
And stain them.
Either stain or paint, yes.
Or paint, yeah. Or you could have a painted wooden floor.
That's the front of my shop so far.
Oh, let's see, lay it across sort of where it
so
would
you
be.
can see it there then.
So you've got a stone effect, pillars and steps there. Wow.
Just done with paint and a sponge.
And I love all this
Yeah,
grime.
Yeah.
Made it look old.
I've done the shiplap with the
Yeah.
strips of paint
With the
card.
Card.
And then the roof, I've done.
Yeah.
I built a little roof structure and made a roof.
And
used card again.
If we sort of turn it round a bit so you can see the back. I like the way you've sort of, you might not see it properly on camera, I don't think you can actually, but it's, I don't know if I can get it long ways, you can't really see it. You might be able to see it slightly bumps up and down, sort of curved, undulations we'll call them, just to make it look like it's the roof is sort of through age, is sort of crumbling in a bit, just getting old looking. But that looks really grimy around the back there. It's excellent.
Yeah. She's not a tramp, but she wants it. You know,
She's not a tramp, but she's been there a long
not
time.
pristine, not pristine.
Not pristine. There we are.
So,
in John Boy's words.
Yeah.
So there we are. Excellent. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I've done all the main scumbling and different things. I've done 2 or 3 layers of both colours until I've got it just how I want it. You won't see in there so much, so I haven't really done it as such. What I am going to do, I haven't glued these bits in, because I'm going to do that at a later stage, but I just wanted to give you an idea. What I will be doing though is I'll drill a hole through the back there, so this will be closed in. I'll drill a hole in the back and push a bulb through there, just a little bulb. So when the whole thing is lit up and the door there's a jar, you'll see a light coming from there. Just a little tip there for people, and it'll just light it up. I've got flooring. Actually, it's just over here. It's just catalogue flooring. The sort of terracotta tiles. I've got to order another sheet. I've got one. I need another sheet. I'm going to put that in like so. I think it will look really nice with the walls once it's all in. So it just looks a bit of a mess at the moment because all the doors aren't in. But as you see it come together and the flooring goes in, you'll get a better idea of it. I'll just turn it round. Oh, and also the pantry there. I'll take this out for now. The pantry there with the white tone. I'm going to keep this. I might do the whole floor in like this actually, instead of keeping those floor tiles there. I might just do this whole thing so it goes into the pantry. And I'm also going to change the walls. I don't want the white tiles anymore. And John has found from his stash some little Delft tiles which I think would look really nice against the shelving. So I'm going to take this light out because there's a light in there. I'll carefully take that out, and I'm going to put some of the Delft tiles inside there. So maybe we can get that done before the end of the video, just so I can see, just so you guys can see this finished. Okay, guys, there we are. That's the tile paper put in. Before I cut it up, it was rectangular. So it was shorter than the wall and rectangular. So I've just done a little join in there just quickly. It's neat enough for this purpose. It's for my my house only, if I can zoom in a bit. And you'll not be able to see that anyway when this is in place. Oops, there we are. You'd have to get down, well, you couldn't get, it will be on ground level or on a ledge, but you wouldn't be able to get underneath and look up in there anyway. So you'll be looking at it sort of that angle when you see it finished. So hurrah! Okay, so that's the pantry delf tiled now. I'll put this room up with the door in the next video. I'm not sure when the next video is going to be. Phone's going, John Boy's going, he's getting the tea ready. Say goodbye, John Boy.
Sorry?
Say goodbye, John Boy.
Bye everyone.
Goodbye from him. And in a moment, goodbye from me. I even have 9 little delf tiles left over from the from doing that, so that could go on the front of a cabinet or on the top of a little table or something, anything. Who knows? Thank you. Right. Okay. So yeah, I will get more of this done and hopefully get another video for this out ASAP. Apologies if it's not out for some weeks yet. As I say, I'm about to start on this big build for a customer commission, so we'll just see how that goes and what I can do in between. Let's see. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and also I'll try and get a little video done when we go back over to Emma's, and I'll take all of you with us, with John and me, to see her new purchase, her fantastic house, which you will be amazed at, I guarantee it. And if you're watching Emma, you know I'm bringing everyone over to yours and Darren's. And Darren, get the kettle on. We want drinks for about 1,500 guys. Like, bless him.
Bless him.
So get that kettle on, Darren. Love you all. Take care, everybody, and hopefully speak to you again soon. Bye.